Bro, I know you buy too much manga and you don't read it. So today we're going to go over my manga collection, how much I've read, how much I haven't, and we're going to see if I spend too much money and don't read enough. The answer is always yes. But it's yes for you too, so you can't really judge. But this video is inspired by Teniz. Shout out him. I'm going to leave his video link somewhere probably in the description. Like, subscribe, comment, do whatever you want to do. I don't really care. I would appreciate it though. Alright, this is my JJK shelf. We have read from volume 0 all the way through volume 30. I really am a big fan of JJK itself. It's one of my favorite series. Next we have what I like to consider like mainly my romance shelf. So we have volumes 1 through 13 of Blue Box. I have read all the way up to 8. And then we've read 1 through 10 of Citrus. I have not read any of My Girlfriend Is Not Here Today. Next we have More Than a Married Couple But Not Lovers. I have not read that. But I have read I Want You to Make Me Beautiful. It is a one-shot. I have volumes 1 through 6 of Wotakoi. I have not read that. Next we have Tokyo Ghoul. I have read all of the original, which is 1 through 14. And then I have read Re, which is 1 through 16. I do have 3 volumes of Chojin X I have not read yet. It's kind of just a miscellaneous shelf with series that I'm either planning on offloading or I just haven't really read. So I've actually read, only thing I've read on the shelf is Girlfriends, but I do have volumes 1 through 10 of Food Wars. Then I have 1 and 2 of Monster. I have all of Neon Genesis Evangelion. I know you can't really see it, but that is 1 through 3 of Rent a Girlfriend. And I have volume 1 and 2 of Classroom of the Elite manga. I had The Same Dream Again. It's a complete omnibus. And then I have one, I Want to Eat Your Pancreas. I'm lying. I have read Punk's Triangle. Let's see. And then we have Solo Leveling, Rurouni Kenshin, and then volume 2 of Classroom of the Elite. I have not read most of this. So I'm going to throw the counter up of how many volumes and how much we've read so far. Now we have Chainsaw Man. So we have all of the current releases, which is going to be 1 all the way through 20. I have read up to 14. Then we have all of my favorite series, one of them at least, Quintessential Quintuplets. I have read all of this. All right. Then we have Horimiya 1 through 7. And then we have Rascal Does Not Dream. I have read Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl. I have not read the rest. Then we have Hokkaido Gals Are Super Adorable. I have not read. We have Someone's Girlfriend 1, 2, and 3. I have not read that, and I'm honestly planning on offloading it. Then we have Smoking Behind the Supermarket with You 1 through 4. I have read 1 and 2. It is really good so far. I need to get back into it. Alright, sorry, it's a little dark right here. I need to get some lights for my shelves. But we have all of Attack on Titan, so that's going to be 1 all the way through 34, blocked by Levi. I have read all of this. This is one of the first manga series I collected all the way through, and it is one of my favorite manga series of all time. The manga has honestly changed my perspective on a lot of things compared to the anime. I really prefer the manga. Alright, we have shelf number 3. So Naruto, I have read the first 3 omnibuses, so that's all 9 volumes, but we're going to count it as 3. I have all the way up through volumes 27 in the omnibus, so that is 9 omnibus. I have not read any of Boruto, Slam Dunk. I have read these 2 Batman Justice Buster volumes, honestly not really interesting. Then we have Fly Me to the Moon, Akame ga Kill, and Go-Go Loser Ranger. So I have not read any of Go-Go Loser Ranger, Dr. Stone, or Fly Me to the Moon, but I have read 1 through 6 of Akame ga Kill. Peak, the first manga I started collecting. I love it so much. My favorite series on this shelf that's set up is Naruto, to be fair. Naruto is one of my top 5 favorite series of all time, or top 10 depending on the day. We do have Tokyo Revengers right here. So I've read these first 3 omnibus, and I have not read these 2 right here. I don't really have a spot for these currently. I'm trying to rework my shelves, which you will see in a video coming up soon. So, out of this whole shelf, Naruto is probably my favorite, but we have read 3 volumes of Naruto, 6 volumes of Akame ga Kill. We're going to throw that added on to the total up top. Alright, then we have, honestly this is just like, I consider it one of my 7 C's collection shelves. I do have a lot of 7 C's manga for some reason, so we have, this is a really long isekai name. So we've got This Is Screwed Up, But I Was Reincarnated as a Girl in Another World. I have read 1 through 12, and I have up to 14. I am offloading this. I just don't really care for it anymore, and I'm not an isekai person. Then we have Toradora. I love Toradora as an anime. It was one of the first anime I really got into after Dragon Ball, but I have only read 1 through 5 of the manga, which it's not to say the manga's bad. I just haven't really caught up with it, and I'm not appealed to currently. But now we have 2.5 Dimensional Seduction. So I have read 1 through 14 right here, and I have to read 15, 16, and 17. So that is 14 plus 12 out of this whole shelf, so we're going to throw that up there. We are now on my initial D shelf, as I would prefer to say. I just wish they release more volumes more often. So I have read 1 all the way through 7 of Initial D. I need to read 8 and 9. So Initial D is probably my favorite series of all time. I've watched the anime 10 plus times. I've watched MF Ghost. It is honestly so peak, so epic, so awesome. I wish more people would give it a try. I'm so glad the manga is finally getting released, and I hope they will translate all of it into English finally. And I do love the color of these spines. Like, the pastels are so awesome. Then we have 1 volume of Kingdom. I've heard good things about it, I just haven't read it. And then we have Baki the Grappler. I watched Baki so long ago with some of my family, so I really enjoy it, and it's kind of a nostalgic series. I have not read any of Haikyuu, New Game, or If I Could Reach You. And then I have some light novels. Bottom Tier Character Tomozaki, volumes 1 and 2. I read like the first chapter. It was good, I just haven't read more, and it's been so long. Alright, this is my comic book shelf. I'm not going to go over this, but if you guys would like to know more about that, I will touch on that. If you'd like, just leave a comment. So this is probably the shelf with some of my most favorite series, and this shelf doesn't change a lot. So this shelf right here, I've read, you'll see in the top corner how much I have read altogether. But I've not read a lot on this shelf comparatively, but I'm hoping to do more of that. I am just very busy, and I love buying manga. But what I am learning from this is I need to stop buying as much manga and read more. But we're going to go ahead and cut away to the last shelf that I have, which doesn't have as much manga on it, but we'll see. All right. So at the top of the shelf, so we have Love is War 1 through 6. I haven't read but the first 3 volumes of this, so we're going to go ahead and throw that up there. This shelf is mainly just used for like storage and stuff, but I do want to show you guys my little figure setup that I have. So we've got the kid version of Naruto and Sasuke Final Valley fight, and then we've got the teen versions, which has the Pain fight, and then the Itachi fight of Sasuke. All right, then we're going to move on to this part of the shelf. I'm going to go ahead and move this plant out of the way. So I have volumes 1 through 4 of Vagabond. I haven't read any of Vagabond yet. Don't hate me. I just really need to get into it, and it's the next on my TBR. We have Nana. I just started collecting this, so we're going to read that pretty soon, I hope. And then The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity 1 through 4. I haven't read, but I hope it is going to be good. I've seen the anime, and I've read the first chapter for my video that I'm going to go ahead and throw up on the cards. All right, we have Full Metal Alchemist. I have read volume 1, not volume 2 though. I'm hoping to get into volume 2 soon, and I really love the Full Metal editions. They're so good. Like, they are so beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and pull one out and show you. Look at this. I love the text, the texture, and the art on it. It's just perfect. All right, now we have Soul Eater. I have read none of Soul Eater yet, but I have read Uzumaki and Rimina. Perfect. I love Junji Ito. It's an author I'd really love to get more into this year. Damn, Kuroko's Basketball. I just got these in this week. I haven't read, and then we have a volume of Shonen Jump, which I'm not going to count that against it. So we can go ahead and look at the updated count right now. All right, and then we're going to move on to my next shelf. This shelf, more particularly, is just used as like storage for my tech stuff. So my MacBook, iPad, my spare laptop, all that stuff. But we do have a little bit of manga. We have Frieren. We have the Classroom of the Elite light novel. I haven't read either one of those, but I have read Sasuke and Mino, and then the first volume of a series called Cherry Blossom. And I have not read 5 centimeters per second. That is a recent pickup though. All right, we are on to my final shelf. So you can see, kind of looks barren, but we have My Dress Up Darling, which I just finished. And oh my god, the manga the anime does not do the manga justice. You guys need to consume this. I promise you, you will not regret it. But we'll go ahead and cut back after this, and I will talk to you guys about my takeaways from this and then some of my favorite series I have. Alright, so we do have some of my favorite series pulled out. So first, we're going to start with JJK, which honestly might be my favorite series currently. Next, we have Citrus, my favorite Yuri of all time, most definitely. And honestly, probably my favorite romance of all time. So good. I recommend this to so many people. It's such a gem. Please read it if you have not, or watch the anime. It's so good. All right, next we have Attack on Titan. I'm telling you guys right now, read the manga. I really am not a fan of the anime, especially because when it was releasing, it just took forever. This right here probably holds a spot as my all-time favorite series. It's so good. I love the ending. I'm sad about it, but it was really understandable, and I really love it. Then, the best harem series of all time, the quintessential quintuplets. There's no argument. This is the best harem you will ever read. I understand some people don't like harems, and that's why this is better, because it isn't a traditional harem. Initial D. Now, some of you may have already seen my video on that. I'm going to go ahead and throw that up in the card. This is the most unique battle shonen and shonen of all time. You don't think of it as a traditional shonen, but it is. I'm telling you, read this series. It's so good. I promise you, you will not regret it. I think this is a series everyone needs to consume once in their life. And then we have the best of the big three, my GOAT. Don't argue with me. You will lose. Naruto. Like, subscribe, comment. Throw in the comments if you want to see anything else. If you want to know about my comic book collection, if you want to know my takes on comics, go ahead, throw that in the comments.